Howdy, duty. Oh man. Oh well, it's an early episode, as you could see. Had to push it a little bit earlier. Me and the guest, we got our timings mixed up. That's why I said 3 and 10. For him, it's 10:30 right now. He's already here. So before we get into that, thank you for jumping on. This will be on YouTube, so remember, go check out the YouTube channel. You can see everything that I've done before and now. Twitch streams, scary stories on Spotify. And I know some people are wondering, like, I've gotten a couple messages, like, how big are like some of the pieces I've been recently doing. So this is a Mothman. Wow, it's really shiny. The little gold edges are really shiny. Yeah, the Mothman pinup. It's like this. Oh wow, the color looks up. Yeah, they're not really huge pieces. I try to pack in whatever I could. This is the eyes glow in this one. That's sick. The Flatwoods monster. These are all gonna be cryptids. So yeah, you can look them up. Interesting stories. Today the guest is Johnny Bush. Really talented motherfucker. He's done a lot of work for a lot of different people, a lot of big names, including Rob Zombie, Ghost, and Wednesday, Motherfucker 13, Mr. Motherfucker himself. Hey!
Hello.
You look like you're cold.
I'm always cold. I'm just trying to turn the volume up. 1 second. That should work. How are you?
How am I? Still getting over a cough from a flu.
Yeah, man. It's going around. I think I'm getting sick as well. I can feel my bones starting to hurt, so I'm just getting ready for that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
As you can tell, my voice still sounds like, I don't know if it sounds like to you, but I can tell it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds fine. Well, it's a kid's karaoke microphone, and I'm using it for effect.
Okay, whatever works. So,
I'm
tell
ready.
people what you do, who you are, how long your Johnson is, whatever the hell you want to do.
Everybody knows. Yeah, so I'm Johnny Bush. I'm a illustrator who specialises in horror themed artwork. I've been kind of freelancing for the last 10 years, but only in the last 5 years have I started taking it really seriously. Mainly catering to like horror punk bands and music that deal with horror and spookier subjects. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, notice that you're really talented. I was actually going through your pictures and goddamn, man. Seeing it made me a little jealous. I was like, oh man, I gotta do something better.
Oh, dear, I appreciate it. I was looking through your stuff today as well, and it's really sick. I've been showing a few people as well, and they all really like it.
Nice. So what got you started in this whole in the first place? What got you started making art? What lit the fire under your ass, so to speak?
So I've been drawing since I could hold a pen, basically. I'd always just sit and draw like Wolverine or anyone from the Fantastic Four and just sit and religiously draw for hours when I was a kid. And it just carried on all the time, but I never took it as seriously as I probably should have done at a young age. I just wanted to draw, and I knew I was like a little bit better than the other kids at school or whatever. But in terms of getting started with freelance, I think maybe 15 years ago, people kind of oh, Johnny's good at drawing, he'll do something for you, and I kind of did a band's logo, and then another band wanted something, and that kind of escalated from there. But really, only in the last 3 years has it been explosive, and that's when I kind of sat down and thought to myself, I could probably do this. This seems doable, and that's when I started working with Wednesday. and I guess that was the turning point when I thought art could be a career in the long run. Um, but yeah, I've always drawn, and I guess I just never took it seriously enough until now.
Well, damn. So you've been drawing for a long time, like you said, and so for only for the past 3 years, damn, that's really good.
Yeah, it kind of started during COVID or at the end of COVID, um, during lockdown. Again, I'd done odd jobs for people over the years, done a few album artworks, but then this is my breakthrough story basically. Um, it was the end of lockdown. I had 1 day left before I had to go back to work, and I was drinking a beer, and then I think I had one beer left, and I was just kind of like, okay, do I drink the last beer or do I just draw something? You know, what make it a worthwhile night. I think I just started getting into digital art again, and I was like, yeah, I'll draw something for Wednesday 13. You know, I've been a fan for years and years and years, um, but I'll just do a piece of fan art and send it to him. You know, I had no idea or intention for him to use it for anything or even to respond or look at it or anything. He was still, you know, the big musician kind of thing. Um, so I drew this picture and sent it to him the same night on Instagram, just like, you know, thanks for the years of inspiration. Here's a picture I've drawn. Yeah, hope you like it. And that was it. You know, didn't think anything else of it. Um, and then, like 3 weeks later, I was just doing some food shopping, and then all of a sudden my phone pings. It's an Instagram notification, and Wednesday 13th replied to me, and he was like, "We love it. We want to use it." And I was like, "Fuck off!" I was like, you know, losing my shit at the checkout, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Sure, yeah." I was like, "Use it for whatever you want." Like, um, and then I kind of said, you know, I've got time. Do you need anything else? And he'd say, "Oh yeah, Could you give me another T-shirt design?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I can do anything. I'll do it for you." And then one thing led to another. I was doing all of his artwork. Um, we've done like digital releases. I did his latest album, Horrifier, all the artwork for that. We did a comic every month for 2 years. That was quite cool. And then when I was drawing every day, I kind of thought to myself, like, I'm actually doing it. I'm doing the thing that I wanted 2 years ago. All of a sudden, I got thrown into it at the deep end. Um, and then from there, other bands kind of took notice and started contacting me, and then that led to sort of the bigger bands, as it were. But yeah, and now here I am, and I've just gone from 0 to 100, and it's only in like the last 3 years that I've been busy, but I'm thankful for it, and now I'm going full speed ahead.
As for like what gives you the ideas to the pieces that you produce? Is it just you listen to the music and you get that headspace? You're like, I know what the fuck I want to do. Let it be something from Wednesday or something for Ghost or even the Danny Phil piece that I seen that you made, where he looks like he's on fire and everything. That looks sick. Like, what gets you in that place to make those pieces?
Yeah, so good question. It's different for every band. For me personally, so understanding the the sort of catalog of music and the general feel of each band, it kind of tailors how I work for each client. So for Wednesday, and it's hard because there's so many variables. So it's kind of theme, which is, you know, if we're going to do one for a T-shirt based off a song, we're going to, you know, I'll just take the lyrics from the song and work out a visual for it that's kind of, you know, quick and punchy, almost like a tagline. But then also how I've started working for Wednesday, more so in his last few tours, is I will create a visual theme for the whole artwork. Um, So every design is essentially not the same. You put them all together, you'd go, yep, they're all from that tour. You could pick them out in a lineup.
Yeah.
So his tour at the moment is all punky, stitched up, safety pins, like it's been sprayed on like graffiti, all that kind of stuff. So that plays a part. But for bands like Ghost, it's a tricky one to think of for bands like Ghost because there's so much story and lore for that band, on all the theories for the stories behind the music and what the music is actually about. And some of the songs are kind of, based on historic elements and characters and moments in time. So if you can really digest a piece of work from Ghost and, illustrate something that isn't necessarily the first thing you think of, they like it because they go, oh, okay, that's cool. That there's a bit of a deeper understanding to the meaning of the songs made, and that they really go for things like that. But then at the same time, they like really stupid stuff like slapstick, kind of comedy looking things. So you can never tell. But yeah, it's for each band it's different. But I just sit down and go, right, what do I want to achieve from this? And the great thing with, for example, Ghost is once you start working with them and you get that reputation, they do start coming to you personally for work. But a lot of the time, it's just an open submission kind of thing, and you submit artwork, and their team look through it and get back to you and blah blah. So at the same time, it's nice just to go, hey, I've got this really weird idea. What do you think? And they can go, yeah, we fucking love it. It's weird. We'll take it. And so you can draw weird shit and it gets approved. Yeah, that's the kind of that's kind of the thought process behind these things. Is just digest what is needed, what they want, and then really dig into it and think of something different than everyone else, and it works.
It just sounds funny. Yeah, just draw some real weird shit. See what they say. If they like it, then more likely they're gonna love it. It's just some really weird shit.
Well, you could spend like 20 hours painting a really cool design, and you send them a huge paragraph of writing going, I've scoured ancient texts in the library to find like demonic summoning spells, and I've written them. And I've written them in the back of this T-shirt design, and you can go really in depth, and they'll go, no, we're not interested. But then the next day they'll approve a design which was like ET flying across the moon, but in the basket it was like a little plushy doll of the lead singer, like just super weird. And they've gone, yeah, we want that one. You can't tell, but it's cool.
They're just what the fuck? It goes super detailed,
Exactly.
but they'll approve something like ET with. It just sounds funny as. Oh man,
it is. It's good.
So question normally do for the show. Top 3 horror movies off the top of your head. What's your favorite? Top 3.
Hellraiser 1, Return of the Living Dead, and God, top 3. I go for a classic one, The Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man, damn. Not the remake, the black and white.
Yeah. I've got a really fond love for the old like Universal pictures, and also anything from sort of like the 80s. Return of the Living Dead, The Thing. Excuse me. They're just films that stick out, and they're the kind of films that I'll just go, when you're bored, I'll happily just sit and put the old films on. I won't even bother looking for new ones. But one that surprised me actually recently was Psycho Gorman. I don't know if you've seen it.
Psycho Gorman. Why does that name sound
Yeah.
familiar?
It's so fucking great. If you've not seen it, you need to try and check it out. It's like a low budget indie film, I guess. And I've forever, if anyone ever suggested to me, you should watch this film. It's an indie film. I just go, nah, I'm not interested. But I watched it and I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, it's definitely changed my mind on sort of lower budget movies. It's about this alien warlord who's been imprisoned in a coffin with this crystal. Whoever holds the crystal can control him. And this little girl becomes in control of this like giant monstrous beast, and all these other aliens who are his nemesis want to come and get him because he's weakened now. And it's just funny and silly and gory, and it's so good. It's so good. Watch it and let me know what you think.
It's some B movies really do hit the spot.
It's so
like
good.
You want to see some crazy? Some B movies really like hit that and drive it home. And like, holy shit!
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I'm gonna check it out. Definitely. I haven't asked this question for a little while. Have you ever experienced anything paranormal, something you couldn't explain? It could be whatever. It could be like, even if it was like something heartfelt, like maybe somebody close to you passed away and you smelled their cologne, perfume, or whatever the have you.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything like that?
So this is really great timing because it kind of follows on from the previous question of horror films. We watched a film recently called Skinamarink. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, and it's I'm pretty sure the premise for the entire film is just anxiety. That's all they want you to feel for this entire film is just anxiety. It's like it's essentially a story about these two children in a house, and all of a sudden, mum and dad go missing, and then they realise that the windows have disappeared and the doors to outside have disappeared, and so yeah, Skinamarink. It's how do you even explain it? So the whole film is like grain. It's like fuzzy, and there's no music. It just sounds like a crackling VHS tape in a TV. There's no camera movements at all. It's just really weird, angular shots of parts of the house and like children's feet, and like they don't talk. They just whisper to each other, and it's awful. But this is where it leads on to your question: is when I was younger and my granddad died, I was really hung up on it for a while, and I had a few dreams about him. One of them relating to this was I was in bed and I could hear him downstairs talking, but I wasn't. I didn't feel asleep at all. I could just hear him talking in the kitchen, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I go downstairs, go into the hallway, and our doors are there's like a door to the kitchen, and then if you turn left, there's a door to the living room, and they've got glass panels in them, and it's pitch black. Maybe there's like a slight glow of the moon in there, but I could see my granddad sat on a chair in the kitchen, and he was solid black, and he was just sat still like this. I couldn't make him out, but he was just like a solid black figure, and I could hear his voice going, "Come on, Jonathan, come in the kitchen. Come in the kitchen. It's fine. Just come in." And I was like, "Okay, I guess it's fine." And I opened the kitchen door. This black figure just started laughing its head off, and then because I'd gone in the kitchen, the house alarm started going off, and then I was just like, "What the f is going on?" And then like my parents came down and was like, "What the f are you doing?" But that was like one of my big paranormal experiences, I guess. And I still don't. Yeah, I still don't believe that I was asleep. I genuinely feel I was awake for that. There was more dreams with him, but I think they were more like closure dreams, to deal with it after he died. Like, it was this whole. The dream was like it was all in sepia tone, and it was like 1920s, or how they used to envision the future, like in the 1920s. So it's like movie theaters with neon signs and neon lights and stuff, and everyone was in like wartime uniforms because he was in the war, and this whole cinema theater was packed out with people smoking, and you could see the projector light flashing through the smoke. And I kept seeing my granddad, and every time I tried to get to him, like a crowd of people would get in front of him, and he was just always getting away. And then finally, after everyone had gone outside of this theatre at the end, I kind of finally found him through all these people, and then um, he kind of turned around and was like, "It's okay, like I'm okay, it's okay." And then that all faded away, and then I wasn't bothered about it anymore. So I guess whether that was paranormal or not. And the last one, just been reminded there, is I recently got a tattoo, and I had to travel to a friend's house, and he lives in this like really old Victorian kind of farmhouse kind of thing. So I stayed over at his house the night before, and I was in this tiny little room at the back, and I woke up to this little girl stood right next to me in the bedroom, looking like not malevolently angry, more kind of like what the f are you doing in here? Kind of look on her face, and she was in these kind of like dungarees, like old timey dungarees, um, but it was so real. I mean, I had to keep like opening my eyes, going like I'm actually a bit scared here. That was weird as like I'm not exactly overly terrified. Like, can you just please leave the bedroom? But then when I opened my eyes again, it wasn't there. So, and we hadn't spoken like about ghosts or anything. And I said to him in the morning, like, do you have a ghost? Have you had experience anything? And he was like, we've heard things. We've heard things in the attic above the room that you stayed in. And I was like, oh, sweet. So it's just targeted me then. Like, I hate crime.
Dude, thank you for coming on. It was wonderful talking to you.
You too, man. Thanks for having me on. It's been really nice.
It was awesome. It was cool having a spooky conversation. Um, Anybody wants to see his work? I'm pretty sure everybody viewing has seen your work. Anybody who hasn't has seen this guy's work, what the f- is wrong with you? Go look at his work. Go look at everything he does. You probably own some of his artwork without realizing you own his artwork. But yeah, go check out his work. Johnny Bush, wonderful having you on here. Um, Go ahead. Last words. Go right ahead.
Uh, Thank you to everyone who supports me, who's supported me for a while, who's supported me for a day. I appreciate it. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Um, Thanks for coming by and checking this out. Make sure to follow Dead and Laughing and Cruise the Corpse. And yeah, just stay with me for the journey because I'm still going. I'm not stopping.
Damn straight. It's always good to hear that. Again, this is going to be on YouTube. So like, subscribe, play with my bells to stay notified. If you play with the bells good enough, he might feel it. Um, if you want to see like comic strips, go over to TikTok. Censored comic strips are on TikTok. Uncensored comic strips are going to be on Patreon, along with like some free little goodies on there. So $5 a month helps out the show. Get to pay the editor. And he's going to be editing the video, so might as well pay him something. Um, there's that. Spooky Stories on Spotify. It's the Dead and Laughing Show. The entire title is The Dead and Laughing Show Presents Live with the Afterlife. So go over there, check all those out. I have a lot more coming up. Even some submissions are coming in. And that Twitch streams. Yeah, I do Twitch streams too because I'm a dork at heart. I like playing video games. So go check those out. Those are also on YouTube. Merch, Threadless. Go check out what the f- we have. Live with the Afterlife, the Laughing Show. Go check it out. Also, like I said, some people were wondering how big these were. That's how big they are. They're not that big. I tried to do whatever I could with it. I know with the blue light in the back, it looks trippy as oh yeah, this is for YouTube. The music in the background does not belong to me. I know. So don't copyright you. What I had playing in the background was Sex Pistols. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That's what I had playing. So yeah. Other than that, again, lovely having you on. I hopefully you have a good rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you very much. See you later, guys.